I want to know what went through your head.
You want to talk about that? I think at that time I got more comments than Binsky when he posted. Yeah, literally on that one day, 4,000 comments.
Did you know that it was going to be controversial?
If you're still mad about that right now, then that's on them.
Hey, are you fasting, bro?
Are we rolling?
Are rolling.
Lights out. Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam.
So this is an honor. It's a real honor.
I mean, pleasure's all mine. Definitely. Thanks for inviting.
Correct me if I'm wrong. This is the first time you've been
On a
you
podcast.
being interviewed. One, you being invited to a podcast. I know you have your podcast, Faxx of Life. Yeah, but being interviewed and being a guest on a podcast is your first time after a while.
Yeah.
Since COVID.
Since a while, yeah.
Yeah.
First time getting invited. So thank you.
Oh, man.
Fasting, bro. Shout out.
And just to return the honor, I don't know if that's the right word. I'm half starstruck here.
Hola, bro. Come on.
Yeah. When you had your podcast, you invited me. You sent me a text message twice. You invited me twice, and on both occasions I couldn't come.
Are we airing out dirt right now?
No. I couldn't come because the first one I just moved to my old studio.
Okay.
And the second one I was Umrah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
No
thank
worries,
you
bro.
for that.
Yeah.
So this is not. I'm inviting you here not because you invited me twice. No, I memang had plans.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you were like one of the. Because for me, this podcast is my way of speaking to interesting people. And I want to know what's going through your head, what's going through your mind.
I think why you started podcasting is why I started as well.
That's great, man.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I think to have more people in the scene doing podcasts,
Yeah.
we can jump on each other's podcasts.
Yeah.
That was andang my vision when I started mine.
Yeah.
I was hoping to, and you came up with yours. I think around the same time, like last
After
year.
yours.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
after
we had a
yours.
very title that we tried to play around with, the number one podcast in Brunei. But even in the podcast itself, we actually made fun of it, saying, Nola, if you want to be the number one podcast in Brunei, as in we're speaking to the audience, by all means, go for it. We're just trying to hear, to entertain, to help.
Yeah, so I want to know what went through your head. You know where I'm going. A little.
Okay, you want to talk about that?
If you're okay, only if you're okay with it.
Yeah, I think that. So, I think the whole controversy, the Israel-Palestine controversy, like a few years back, I think
Two years?
little did we know it's already been
it's
probably
been a
2
while,
years.
yeah.
I think May, like 21 perhaps.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
So what was going through?
The exact question would be, what was going through your head when you found out the majority of our people, Bruneians, are against your...
Yeah, I think that was where it was kind of a shock actually, because initially when I first posted, it was just a normal support. No one really checks out the rap scene in Brunei right? Until suddenly, like, there's a suddenly that happens and everyone's checking it out, and some don't even check out the actual music that was posted, and instead they just.
That's why I have a problem with that. Yeah.
I mean, but it was such a long time ago. I think at that time, looking back, probably it was an interesting time to see, I think at that time I got more comments than Binsky when he posted, that kind of thing. So it was just, yeah. No, I got literally on that one day, 4,000 comments.
Oh my God.
To go through, I mean, you wouldn't want to go through all that negativity.
Well, you went through all of that.
Just skimming through.
Yeah, okay.
But other than that, it was just normal. It was Raya actually.
Yeah.
Normal Raya day with the family, just hanging out, talking about it with other people, and they were just saying, they also couldn't understand why the big hoo-ha around it. So in the end, just kind of moved on after that. So nothing much. I think, I don't know, people were wishing well, were sending out support and everything, but overall, I think I took away the positive from it, and after that, just
you have
started,
to. Like, we have to. We all
of
have
course.
to. Yeah.
And just continued on. I still wanted to do my project. I still wanted to do this and that, and I think that's my takeaway from all of it.
Because the problem that I had at that time is people, jumping on the bandwagon, like not knowing the entire story. Like, for me, it's one thing to have an opinion. but you cannot let your opinion be the fact, be the atututo. No, you cannot. Your opinion is your opinion. Like I joke about
all sorts of things.
All sorts of things.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah, but I'm joking.
Yeah.
You know, and I cannot let people's comments be the fact.
Yeah.
It's not. So I know some big people commented during that incident. Yeah. And then I was like, do they even know what's going on? You know, you're trying to...
Who knows, right?
Yeah, so recently we looked back at the incident itu kan. We went on Reddit, we went on Facebook, and then...
Oh, yeah, Reddit was, I think, the melting pot of all the... all the comments lah.
Yeah, I think it was unfair for some people to say that your apology was like half-assed.
You know what? My intentions were sincere. I really did try to just, I realized people were upset, so just addressed it. And not to say that, whatever the incident was this or that, but if you just take the learnings and the positive from it, then it'll be a positive thing.
Yeah.
If you're still mad about that right now in this year, and you're still... If you still feel a certain way about that particular person, then that's on them.
Yeah,
nothing you can do, right? If they, at that time it was even worse. It was canceled projects, which I talked about as well on my Instagram. Yeah. But what can I? It's up to them. I'm just I'm a client to them. They're my client. So if they decide to entice, then what can I do?
That must be hard. I feel for you. I mean,
thanks. I mean, even though it's been a few years back, but I think as well, like from all of that, I don't think there's ever been a controversy like that since, which could be a good thing. Maybe people are more wary of.
I think.
More.
This is what I hope.
What it was.
I hope people took lessons from your views, because I think I've studied more on the whole Palestinian-Israeli masa recent jua.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of things that we can't even comprehend. You know, like macam sometimes the Muslim who is living in Israel, the Palestinian Muslim who are living in Israel, they're saying, just because we're here doesn't mean we support that. You know. And some of the Israeli who are Muslim, just because we are born here, it doesn't mean that we should be. Yeah,
it's not black and white, right?
Yeah. So when you think about there are Muslims in Israel, it's not nice to just macam, destroy the entire thing. We gotta. I think it's about 3 million Muslims in Israel. So that's a lot of people. Yeah. Can I talk about? I'm just curious. What was your real intention?
Then we'll have to talk
because I know your name Zed Peace. The peace comes from the about a peace.
Yeah.
So you're all about peace.
Well, yeah.
Did you know that it was going to be controversial? Did you anticipate that?
No, actually, as with all my content, when I do my content, it's really just expressing kind of my views or what I see, my observations. So I mean, people can take how they take it. Like some people took it positively, some people took it negatively, but my intention, as always, is always a positive kind of outcome I want. But sometimes you don't get what you want. So I mean, that's just some things I guess you have to learn along the way.
Yeah. So, but you did not anticipate that it was gonna be
like that. No, like that. That just I think avalanche into something much like really crazy at that time. But it's all good I think like straight after that started getting hired for projects again. So nothing much changed. Honestly, I think the perception perhaps is more perhaps much different than the reality. And which brings me to what I want to kind of share, if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
So I wanted to gift you, by the way. Maybe So I wanted to gift you my card game.
I heard about this.
Yeah.
I think you reached out to me like few years back. Yeah.
Okay. To do what?
To feature the game in my variety show, in my game show.
Did I? Okay.
I think so. I think you reached out to my producer kali.
But was it this title or another title?
Another title.
Okay.
But I knew it was card game, but
Okay.
it's probably not this one. So okay, tell me about this.
So it's still actually available on sale. So Aggro, you can pick up a copy, Games and Latte, and you can reach out to our Instagram at CometGamesENT. Not to shamelessly plug. Is that okay?
Man, you can.
Okay, plug?
Yeah.
Okay, so Comet Games ENT. I would like to think of myself as a game developer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a game about farming in Brunei. It's a 2 to 6 player game, strategy action game where it highlights buah-buah and sayur, like crops in the country, and yeah, just a lot of fun.
Yeah. Thank you very much,
Yeah,
man.
so enjoy.
So talking about, since you said you're featuring Brunei punya
Like
buah-buahan,
agriculture.
you have always used Brunei words in your music. And I find that interesting. People in your position, people who are... I'm saying this because I am very ignorant when it comes to certain niche. Like even in my industry, like I don't know a lot of people. But when it comes to like rap, hip-hop, the number one name that comes to my head is always you.
Okay.
So for me to see you using like Brunei words, that's because kalau for me, one of my other show, my game show,
Yeah.
we use Brunei language for me, my vision is for one day for these other neighboring countries to know how to speak our
pick up the language.
the language. So what was your...
I mean, I guess it's the whole macam, global impact of culture is understated. Anyone can become a viral sensation, or anything can be accessed by the mainstream kind of thing. So my take on it is Malaysia's already doing it. They're exporting their kind of language, their culture outside Sudan.
Yeah.
And I think Brunei being kind of the smaller player, we just need to do what we need to do.
Yeah.
And so, at the end of the day, kalau music, maybe it's a bit more forgivable because good music, regardless of which country it's from, it can be enjoyed anywhere. English will be enjoyed in Asia, in anywhere else. So I think that's something... Yeah, I remember specifically trying to explore. Putting Brunei words, putting Malay words. And it was a process that no one had a blueprint on what to do or what words you can use or you cannot use. So it was really fun and experimental. This was, I would say, 2010 onwards. Malik Tufat dropped his solo album because if you remember, Tufat was pretty much doing songs in English.
Yeah.
In majority of their albums.
Yeah.
It was only after they split up and industry started changing that they became, then they embraced the Malay. Bahasa, like they'll use like Bahasa Pasar and all these things. And for me, it was just experimenting with what you can do with hip hop to mix it with your culture.
Culture, yeah. So in a way, we kind of have the same vision. We want our culture, our language to be put out
exported,
there.
The showcase. Yeah, for sure.
That's a nice word to use, exported.
I mean, commercially, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can say showcase, or you can say exported. I think depending on which angle you want to take it. I think YouTube now, YouTube is a business platform in itself. And hats off to you. Actually, I would say out of all the podcasts that I've seen locally, Fasting Bro, could I say it? The number one podcast. No, okay, wait, I don't say the full thing. So we can all be number one. we can all be number one in our own respective.
I'm just mixed. You want all the points with me. You want all the points with me. But seriously, man, like one thing that I am impressed when I see your podcast, like I'm not sure if it's from the get-go or not lah. I think from... But I've seen you have sponsors, and I'm like, oh, this guy,
thanks.
This guy.
Trying our best. Just trying our best.
And here we are, like, how many episodes we have released, and
how many is it out, by the way? Like, up to now.
This studio, you're the 12th one.
12?
12.
Okay.
The last studio, we had 6.
So 12 plus 6.
Yeah.
So 18 episodes running.
Yeah.
Okay. Not bad. I think, yeah, you see macam kalau Impulsive, Logan Paul, they'll be reaching hundreds of, I think each one, Joe Rogan. How many episodes? Probably like
thousands.
2,000. Yeah,
thousands.
Yeah.
I think close to 2,000 kali ya.
Yeah,
Close
crazy.
to 2,000,
Right?
yeah. Check berapa Rogan punya episode.
Joe Rogan style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Just yeah.
I mean, I was just like, because for me, podcast is not something I just jumped on like to actually tell the story. Anang minat lah. I actually was listening to a lot before I even had the idea of starting my own.
What's your go-to?
So right now, definitely, when I think of podcasts, I think of people like Full Sen, Impulsive. Impulsive just released one crazy episode today.
1974,
Okay,
close
yeah.
to 2000.
Yeah.
It's crazy,
yeah,
man.
because he's been doing it. He said, I think 05, 06, like back in the day until now. And yeah, I think for me, Full Sen is one that's super entertaining.
Yeah.
And then they had Donald Trump as a guest.
Yeah,
I mean, if you have that kind of entertainment value, of course, it'll be worldwide. I think di Brunei, that was my goal, trying to find people with kind of entertainment value and people want to check out. And of course, now that there is a community of podcasts, so
we have quite a few now.
Yeah, now I think
Nazri
had his own.
I'm not sure if Surakutani is still around, but they and then there's this kid Bakunyanyang.
Yeah, I think.
I'm not sure if it's, but I hope everyone. Faxx Of Life, come on! We need to pick up. We need to let me know if you need anything, man. Like I remember one of the podcasts that I watch. They say that 5-6 years ago, when the podcast started getting, getting
bigger.
Yeah, getting bigger. Like 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
The whole podcast they sat down and then they're like, what do we need to do to so that's why when you see a guest on Rogan, few days later he's on
someone else's
podcast,
sure.
because they're creating this kind of like a partnership between each other.
Honestly, I think and people have been saying that podcasts will kind of shape the it will be kind of side by side with the entertainment industry and not only entertainment industry but all the other industries, politics, like any other field. And I think that's of course the vision. And I think the challenge now of Brunei is trying to, one, we observe who has an interesting story to tell. I don't know your criteria of how you bring in guests.
For me, you gotta have educated guests,
Yeah, and
you gotta have educated guests. Sometimes it doesn't work out.
Oh, you've experienced where it doesn't?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So far, I say Alhamdulillah, like by ones, like I've enjoyed all my guests.
Yeah.
I think whenever I invite them to the show, everything, it usually, some I would meet for the first time. Like right now, I think we've met for the first time. Although I do remember you sent me a DM saying that you mentioned my name. You mentioned something in one of your shows, and then you didn't want me to take offense.
Yeah.
Right?
I joke a lot, bro.
Yeah. So
I joke a lot.
I think the joke is I joined.
I don't remember. I don't remember.
You don't remember the joke? Okay.
I don't remember.
Okay.
Can you?
Okay. Let me refresh your memory.
Yeah, okay.
So you were saying in one of your episodes the dart one. So you were saying you picked me up one time, not realizing.
Which was true.
So you mentioned that.
Which was true. This was a story. We have a backstory, guys. We have a backstory. I met him when I was doing dart some 3 years ago.
Okay.
And I remember, I think I picked you up maybe twice. One was I picked you up at Jeep because you sent your car. The other one, you were going to the airport.
You sent me to the airport?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, twice.
Oh.
Did you even recall this?
No,
my God!
I'm sorry. I mean, had I known.
That story was actually a joke, but because us comedians, we make jokes out of actual
life
stories.
Yeah, no, and actually that's what made that definitely. I found the music as well, and here we are doing podcasts, and I think that's the whole idea. You just never know what opportunities there are around the corner. So always, I think that's always been my mindset. Even going through macam the controversy, like the mindset has always been just keep doing your best, try to be as consistent as you can, and then inshallah you'll get like the returns from your efforts, right?
Because for me, because I used to be an athlete, and we have this thing where we call volume. So training volume, like the amount of training that you do. So now that I see that as a principle, I also see it in everything that I do. So so like podcasts, if you're only doing once a month,
if you're not consistent, no way it can go anywhere. Right?
But if you do 2 a week, maybe it start to get somewhere.
So I guess I never really had a goal jumping into the podcast, like doing podcasts, but I would say a fun experience I had was traveling to KL to set up a podcast to interview Noone, who's like a Def Jam artist.
I saw that one,
So that was
so what was the story there?
So he's anang we know Sona like from before already. During our Mike Bandits, like during that time, sekali we just started. I contacted him, Tanya, like, oh, do you want to do a podcast? We can fly to KL, and that was actually my first flight after COVID, as in haven't traveled, so it was quite an enjoyable experience, and I think something that can be done, like definitely if you are a podcast, like if you have a podcast, you can set up anywhere. You can your cameras anywhere. And I think that's the beauty.
I'm pretty
as well.
sure they have studios to rent there,
or if you can rent a studio.
I'm pretty sure.
But that's where it's up to us to creatively explore all these things, and of course. So just really keen to see what will happen to the scene, how it grows. Definitely wishing everyone all the best. It's such a fun thing to do. Like,
can we lihat again si Ibu Kunyanyang? When was his last? A month ago. So hopefully he's gonna be apa tu?
But actually Brunei lama sudah the podcast.
Who was it?
Rampai Pagi was our podcast, right? In case you guys forgot.
It is a 3-hour show.
Well, it is, And actually, Faxx Of Life, I actually format the way I did based on Rampai Pagi. It's pretty much couch, flower pot, gas,
TV
at the back, classic.
Oh my goodness! Now I see the resemblance. Okay, can I just go back to one thing though? When you were at the lowest atuba, when you go to public, you don't get harassed?
No, I think one. If anything, I mean, in public, no one would do anything.
I think we still have our value as orang Melayu when it comes to we have a lot of keyboard warriors.
I think that would be my point. I think actually in real life everyone's decent in a way, even though they can be nasty online. Perhaps can. Are you interested more on my view about the actual war that's going on, ataupun
because if I touch that,
there'll be two.
We will be opening another book here. And I don't want that. I want people to just move on. Because I've made mistakes too. And everyone makes mistakes. So let's just move on. But I don't want to reopen balik lah. Because like I said, I understand you as a content creator would do something to macam express your feelings or your views. I understand because I'm a content creator as well. And sometimes what we plan, it doesn't go our way.
Sure. So, but keep working hard. I think that was my also takeaway from last year, from when it happened.
To be honest with you, when that happened, I'm like, I feel sorry for you, bro. Like, I always put myself in people's position. Like, what if that was me? What if, because I know I could make the same mistake. And then I was like, and thinking that you have family, and I always put myself in that person's position, and I'm like, I don't want to wish that for everyone,
I would say it's actually looking back, it was still like lessons that I learned from that, especially during that time. But yeah, it was. I mean, alhamdulillah, in Brunei, we have like everything's quite stable.
Yeah.
And like
you said, people are still decent. Yes.
Yeah, and that too.
I want to talk because I know in your songs you mentioned this Royal, and tadi pun you mentioned
TM Ski.
Ski.
Right?
Okay, TM Ski. When you put him in your lyrics, did you have to ask permission?
Did I put him in my lyrics? I don't think I did.
I think you did in one of your
rapped about him.
You said selfie with Nadaka.
Oh, I
TM
did.
Ski. Yeah.
Yes.
How can you forget, bro?
My bad.
You did.
No, I mean that passed through RTV. I guess like didn't.
That was on TV.
I mean, it was
No, but you didn't have to ask anyone's permission or like.
No, not as far as I know.
Okay.
I mean,
Well, I'm pretty sure he's heard it.
I mean, yeah, it wasn't. I would be honored if he did hear it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
It was more just like a tribute, like just shouting out to people I look up to and like just people in general.
It would be cool if he comes to all of our podcasts, can?
Yeah. Okay, so whoever can do that, I would say
Nazri can do that. Nazri, come on.
Yeah,
bro.
People would love to. People would eat that content up.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But again, I think when you think about podcasts and strategy and how you can, especially here, there's definitely a lot of ways. You can even invite. Kami for Sona One interview, we traveled there. But why not? We just pay
them
some celebrity datang to Brunei and like we'll do content with them. Plus, who came here recently? The other day, Drew Binsky.
Drew Binsky.
Yeah.
You want to talk about him?
Well, I mean, he came here the other day, right?
Yeah.
I actually hit up because he was with C Azozo does Brian. I actually hit up C Brian saying, "Hey, bro, let me get a podcast with this guy while he's here."
Okay, what he said?
And he said, "Oh, dude, he just left like 3 hours. He just left Brunei at that time, so didn't get to." But would have been pretty interesting, like that kind of.
I'm not sure how I feel about him though.
Oh, you don't like him?
Okay. Because he's a YouTuber and I'm a YouTuber.
Yeah.
And
I think that's where we differ. Like me personally, I wouldn't categorize myself so much as a YouTuber. But yeah.
Because so when he came here the first time, the whole he went to Masjid Soas and got treated badly.
Yeah.
Did you watch the original video?
I mean, I guess I think I watched it after everyone was talking about it. But
did he really have proof that happened?
So I mean, it was he has a lot of videos, and this was kind of just one video where he didn't have a good experience during his time. So, and did you watch the second video?
I did.
Okay, you would love the second video.
I would love the second video.
It would change your opinion of him because I think. Yeah, and he even admitted when you get to travel with people who actually know the place, because I think first time I think he was by himself.
Yeah,
so it's understandable.
That's the part that I have a problem with.
What part?
The first part at the
I think because he just traveled by himself. He didn't have a tour guide. So what do you expect?
So in my YouTuber mindset, he just wanted a clickbait. So
okay. Yeah, so either way, I think
unless there's an actual proof, like when he's being ushered out at the vlog or something, then that could be something that would change my mind.
Oh, and here's what I didn't know. Like I watched the second video when beautifully done. The shot inside the mosque, because he was inside Masjid Suas, but for I guess tourists, they can only
go to a certain area,
like the front area. So as much as they were trying to look around, kind of like Masjid Suas, like to me it has like very elegant, almost like a.
So only Masjid Suas, I think, yang dapat masuk ke dalam.
They can go inside, but there's a barricade, so you can't go beyond that. So you can't actually explore the mosque.
He should have given me a call. He was there with Brian. Gone there with a Muslim.
Exactly. Right.
Exactly.
No, I mean, shout out to Brian. Like, so, it's just to see content like that again. I actually watched the full 24 minutes it was because it was that engaging. Not because it's Brunei.
Yeah.
But as a content creator, he knows how to make something And I swear he put some inserts that had nothing to do with Brunei, which when I watched it, but it could just be me. He was taking like a selfie where it has these very Philippine style rice mountains. So is that Brunei? The team might have just accidentally put a random clip in.
Yeah.
You never know, right? Ada saja. Just never know.
Yeah. Okay, because of you saying I should watch it. Okay, I will watch it after this. I will watch it, and I'll make I'll change my opinion of him maybe after I watch the second one.
I mean, I never didn't like him in the first place, so
okay.
that made it easier.
Okay. No, because my problem was I am a YouTuber, so we have that YouTuber mindset ba. And when people say bad things about your country and you have no proof, so
okay.
I know Bruneians can get bad, but that bad, So because in my head he was only doing that for like views, for like clickbait and stuff lah.
Yeah. But so as I was saying, if you can bring a person here and you can interview that celebrity or whoever he is, and maybe do content with him whilst he is here. So host the person, can bring them to the usual spots, and then do the interview. And
you know what we should do?
What should we do?
Everyone who wants to make content with like celebrities from, let's say, jangan jauh lah, Malaysia lah saja.
Yeah, exactly.
Like us podcasts, we should chip in lah for his travel, for his.
And everyone interviews him.
Yeah,
everyone gets to interview the same. Yeah, then it'll be the same.
No, Mr. Beast gets on everyone's podcast, and he talks about different things.
Got it.
When you're talking to me and you're talking to Nazri, we're gonna talk about two different things.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, you can always do all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Who do you think you can realistically bring datang sini to interview?
I'm pretty sure Malaysians who has an eye for Bruneian market.
Okay.
Because maybe they sell something that they want to sell to.
Sell something. I'm fasting, bro.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, I think any celebrity Malaysia yang has an eye for Brunei market,
they might find value in probably doing it.
They might even come here for free. Like we just pay for their.
So who would you bring if you had a chance? You talking about Malaysia, or do you want to go a bit further? Kalau Malaysia, I would try to bring. I already have somebody in mind.
Who?
Like, if I can, I would try to bring Joe Flizzo again.
Because
we brought him here before.
Brought him here before?
We brought him here before, yes. So he was promoting a show that we did, a music video release launch. So, like a normal tourist. Like, he enjoyed his time here. So it was Joe and his entourage, but we paid for the flights, the hotels, and pretty much he just datang saja.
And then you probably cover your punya makan minum lah.
Yeah, and we held the usual media press conference. So it was him promoting the show.
How hard was it to get approval from like Moha?
So there was no performance from him. So if there was, perhaps,
as long as there's no something.
Yeah, there's no like event.
Public performance.
Yeah, so it was pretty much like bring a tourist datang ke Brunei and
okay. Because one of the issue is I think we might face is like the approval
if you're talking about performing artists as an artist to perform.
Yeah,
okay, I think that will be a different thing.
They would count this as
no. I don't think
takut.
So.
Know how they might change their rules.
Why did you give them the idea? No, I mean either way, I think whoever can bring, because we've had I think brands have brought in celebrities to promote their brand like products the
Brunei.
Yeah, if somebody used that opportunity to do a podcast interview, it would be quite nice. But I guess going back to my question, anyone in your
I don't know.
No? No one you look up to that you would want to.
I'm a comedian, bro. So
okay.
I might want to bring. Kalau Malaysia ada kali.
Harrass Iskandar.
Maybe he was here before.
Yeah, exactly. So he was here before. So you can do these things.
Also, Harrass Iskandar. It was okay for them to bring him on a talk show, but not performance.
I think
So talk
like
show,
that.
yes. Performance,
so again,
cannot.
A podcast would be content, and that would be if there was if that's the niche that you can go for. we bring the people here, and from there, so it's either you bring people here or you travel to other places to interview other people. But that's where there's just so much to do in terms of like this field. That I think a lot more people should give it a try.
Yeah,
definitely should.
Who else are you watching in terms of Brunei podcasts? I don't.
Yeah, shout out to Nazri. He released his one. I think MNT.
MNT ada juga.
So he had his podcast. I mean, I don't know him personally, but I know he did podcasts. So I mean, you can probably count within your fingers like how many.
MNT where on YouTube?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's it called. Yeah, that one. So I don't know if he's still.
Go to like videos. Oh, probably that one. The 1 hour one. There, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Everybody's sponsored but me.
Oh, right.
Guys, sponsor me. Woo!
Any other topics you wanted to touch on?
Music-wise, I was always interested in how would you... Because I know the usual question is like, what's your goal?
What you started. What you started.
But to me, macam, since you are using Bruneian words and we know how weird some Bruneian words can be, how do you gauge, it's okay to throw in here?
I think that's just creative decision. Like
Creative decision.
Creative writing.
Educated guess.
Yeah, you never... Because it's a rap gun.
Yeah.
It's not singing or it's not anything like
Well,
that.
I would say yours, it sounds spot on.
Thanks.
When you put, like, when you put at the right time, the right words.
I think that's the cool thing about hip hop. It's rhythm.
You get away with it? Or is that what you...
Yeah, I think depending on how, like, the way you write your songs, your lyrics, that's where each artist is different. Like, for me, I like to do more, like punchlines and just putting clever words into the verses. I think that was always been my mindset since the start when I started doing music.
Okay, but how come you stop writing now? Like,
I mean, okay, there was, I guess,
there's a huge gap. Even if you count that song, it's still a huge gap now. So when, like, I'm pretty sure people are like,
oh, you're talking about a release, like a video?
Just a song.
The song, yeah. Okay, I mean,
So what have you been up to other than the podcast?
Podcast was pretty much all I was doing last year.
Yeah.
That was like June till December last year. I think this year I'm focusing. So I'm getting married soon. So like once that's
Congratulations,
done. Thanks. Gonna start all the creative projects that I'm kind of planning towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
Content. But songs definitely. I think even when me and my fiance talk about like what I can potentially try to jump on next, like songs, songs again, right? Like I was at a restaurant today, like just taking my drink, and they started to play like your songs. And I'm thinking,
damn,
that is not a coincidence.
That is not a coincidence.
That is not a coincidence. Just get your drink, sit back down. You get that kind of signs along the way telling you, maybe this is what you should do or you should be doing. So doing more like song releases, I would say that would be fun.
Man, I think, I think like most, if not all of your songs are like, to me, it's very interesting. Yeah. So why not?
Yeah, definitely.
But other than that, I hope you continue podcast. I know it's taking a little break.
Yeah, just whenever I do, I'll be interviewing you. After,
that would be great, man. That will be my. I will say yes this time. I will say yes. I will make it. I will come. I will make it, and I will. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I really wish all the best to all the other creators in terms of what we're trying to do. Even from last year, this year, it's just opportunities are like they're all there for us, and I've always, whenever I see your podcast, I would say it's the cleanest one in terms of.
Oh, don't say that, man. Kambang tu. Jangan.
But so well done to you and
Thank
your team.
you, man. That's a lot coming from you. That's a lot coming from
definitely. I mean, like my podcast, I only had like one camera.
Come on. Gear is not the excuse here.
Okay, yeah.
Like you said, you can travel
have all
to
this set up.
But it's interesting to me today. Just before we hit record, we were talking about being invited on a certain show, and you were like, "Oh, have you been on?" I'm just gonna say it. Have you been on Rampai Pagi? I said no. I haven't been.
Yeah, you've never been invited.
Yeah, I've never been to Rampai Pagi, even though I knew a few people there. But my last two guests was a Rampai Pagi host. So
Rampai Pagi is so like you put on makeup before you have to go to the show. That is classic TV, right?
Classic
like
TV.
Now it's like now everything's online. Everything is like YouTube.
Yeah.
So it's adapting to that time, and I think that's something I want to see like this year. Sorry, I don't have much. Like, I wish I can stay a bit longer.
Then you need to come here for a part 2 then.
So part 2.
Because I just wanted to know that how you like.
More on afterwards, right?
Afterwards, because these things could happen to me as well. So I want to be prepared. Because I've said a few things. I'm poking everyone at this point, so I want.
I mean, for me, I don't try to poke. That's the thing about me, which is why it was even more shocking. Like, what did I do? Kind of reaction,
okay.
Right?
Now I imagine how devastated.
So it was that. And after that, it's more so like, okay, just learning. Okay, there's some things you can say, some things you can't say, and you just have to creatively work around that. So, and that's always been the whole idea of censorship. And like, censorship is that. There's things you say, the things you don't.
This is why public and have censorship, I guess.
Yeah,
but
then they need to. It's a regulation. There's a reason why it's there. Right?
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually came in here thinking, besides talking about music, the game. I didn't think we would talk about the Israel-Palestine controversy.
I was gonna ask you.
I thought you wouldn't want to do that.
No, I was gonna ask you beforehand, but
But YouTube won't take it down, like if that is the content, like kind of direction, right? I mean,
you gotta just title it in a way that would, because I'm not gonna talk about that. I'm talking about how the people treated you. Like, for me, it's just unfair, for people to just jump on the bandwagon and not knowing what they are commenting on.
I think just to put it out there, like I really wish everyone all the best all the time. Like, really, I don't have any negative feeling towards anyone. Like, it's some of the comments honestly were amusing, really like funny comments as well. I get amused as well, especially like the Reddit ones, like the meme they put, like, I get it. It's and it's entertaining as well, and it's nice that people still, even during that time, like just gave their support, of course, but. At the end of the day, it's up to you. If you want to give up because of that, then by all means give up. But of course, if you want to pursue further, you just have to do. Like,
hey, bro, like a lot of in the US, every day people gets canceled. So
and they say like cancel culture is already a thing of the past.
Yeah,
so we don't have to worry.
I don't believe
the new wave
culture.
of creators, yang lapas, us who paved the way, like us who got trampled on first, and then. The new wave of creators can easily get away with more things. I say, and I can say for the rap scene, that's definitely the case here. So it's constantly evolving as well. Like it's a whole industry. So the Brunei maybe music, entertainment is still at its infancy. So of course we're still figuring things out together.
You say in music industry, because I remember this. I actually was in the music industry.
Okay.
Music scene. We don't call it industry yet. Music scene. So back then, one of my friends was like, bro, in 10 years' time, in 20 years' time, we're still going to call it music scene.
Like there won't be any growth kind of thing.
Yeah. But how would you, being in the scene, in the industry, to feel now? What do you feel now? Like,
I mean, it's people like Swans, like all these new music like rap acts, like millions of views on YouTube, like getting like the usual response, like international
the supposed response,
it's just nice to see. I think because that's the big difference, kan. Like everything is now social media. Everything is now like accessible everywhere. So again, taking advantage of that because we didn't have that. Like
we
like back music scene. That's why it was called a scene. Like no one really,
we only had pure,
no
pure,
one can even know what's going on.
Yeah, we only had Pure Volume last time. Yeah. Remember that?
Which was a magazine, right? What?
Pure Volume? You're not even in the scene yet?
No, I think I remember
bro. We upload on Pure Volume.
Pure Volume, the website.
The website.
Yeah, exactly. Those like MySpace kind of sites. Yeah.
Now we have like what? SoundCloud and Spotify. Are you on Spotify as well for
I think I have one song. No, not the podcast.
You should.
Yeah. I mean, again,
there's people listening in the car.
Yeah, I listen to on the car, but I listen from YouTube.
Yeah,
which is like usual.
No, because color YouTube, you need to use the browser by thing.
Yeah, it's different from Spotify, right?
Yeah, Spotify. It's connected to the.
Yeah.
Fiza, any questions for Zed Peace?
A random, like, because it's Raya, still Raya, right?
Yeah.
So do you guys still
Angpao? Oh, Angpao, no.
Yeah.
You still? Oh my!
It's called the kind of like, here you go, take this Angpao.
I called that risky last time. Yeah, risky.
So I accepted sincerely, with sincerity.
I mean, oh man, I didn't receive any.
Maybe just one or two.
Yeah, that still counts, bro. Yeah. That still counts. But are you still selling? This is like Raya ke 10?
Oh my god, I don't even know.
Yeah, kind of.
Probably. Now it's back to work.
So, but do you still go to like open houses, open office probably?
I think we still have a few invitations coming up.
That's great.
Yeah, family.
Yeah, this is one of the invitation. You know, you see all the.
This is filled with. I like how you get me three.
Bukan aku ulang, dorang
ulang. Is that what you're
miss.
hinting on? There's a on the table.
I think one.
Okay. Oh,
That's on you.
Okay.
That's on you.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. I wish we could talk to Mr. Zed Peace longer, tapi it's kind of late sudah. It's kind of late sudah because busy man.
So I mean, again, I would love to have like invite you on. Like,
that'll be an honor, and I will say yes this time.
Yeah.
Just hope I don't blayar lah. No, because literally he texted me when I was in Medina, and
that's
like
No,
remember the autoresponder. There was an autoresponder.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there was an autoresponder.
So.
Yeah. It was in Medina. And then I'm like, oh, man.
It's okay.
I wish I couldn't do this.
But I mean, we're doing it now, so maybe it's our recipe as well.
It would be my honor.
Okay.
It will be my honor
to
come to yours.
Sure thing.
And to come to everyone's lah. And I just want to say that maybe since this is two podcast hosts, some other podcaster, aspiring podcaster, upcoming podcaster, you can DM me, ask your questions away. I am more than happy to help you guys set up or like tips, and I'm sure Mr. Zed Peace
for sure
will be more than willing to tips. And because guys, he has sponsors, guys. Even though he said I'm number one, but financially,
no lah.
So
like
hit us up your question. Inshallah, we'll get to it lah. Yeah. Kalau Ian the reply, get them to me and I'll just calling people lah. All right.
I really enjoy. I think this was a really enjoyable content.
Thank you, man. I tried my best to make a enjoyable content for the audience and the host juga lah. Yeah. And sorry if my jokes masuk ka macam indah apa. Come on. I am an open mic comedian saja. Like I had one public show in Seria. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that something you want to do, like stand up?
I want to do stand up outside because I don't want to do the whole censorship thing.
Oh, I get
you. I like to poke. Yeah. These guys know. Yeah, I like to poke.
Yeah.
To poke certain things. So I don't want to do that in a censorship situation lah.
Okay.
So that's why I only go to open mic. When I do public, macam
no worries. And like for me, I think like definitely not stand up, but more content, let's say outside of music as well, or with music.
Hey, can I ask you about one thing? I know you have to go. Can I ask you about one thing?
Let's go.
During Ramadan, we had one guest that I really wanted. I'm a big fan of. And last week when you were supposed to come, but you couldn't, kan? I just have to put it out there. I was going through your YouTube and you actually interviewed this person. So it was Zaed Hani.
Oh,
how
Zaed
did
Hani.
you? It was it arranged by the client?
No, I just wanted to talk to her.
Like she didn't want to talk to me.
Didn't want to?
And I had one of my assistant reached out to.
Oh, I mean, I just sent her a message, ask her like, would you want to have like? By the way, back then podcasts weren't even a thing. There wasn't even. I didn't even know it was a podcast.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a podcast.
Yeah, it wasn't
more like a
format.
sit down show.
Yeah.
But she said yes.
Yeah, I think at that time, I genuinely wanted to get that kind of
wanted to
podcast.
talk.
Oh.
I'm a big fan. I didn't mention her name in the last two podcasts, but now I'm mentioning because you are here. Because otherwise, if we just blur out names, nobody's gonna know.
Okay.
But I really wanted her in the podcast.
Yeah, like she's definitely, I think,
Yeah.
one of the really the things that she the stuff that she's doing. Because it's English. It's English.
Yeah, because I
now.
believe she can be open minded about
Yeah.
some of the things I want to talk about. So I find that interesting.
Yeah.
You know. So I'm probably gonna use your name now. Like Zed Peace came to me.
Hello.
I am probably gonna do that. Yeah.
Okay.